and don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Let's get the important stuff out of the way first. Slurp time. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So recently, a few days ago, somebody left a comment on one of my really old videos. It was about 8 years old, just when I'd kind of just started art journaling. So obviously the editing was awful, the music was awful, the quality of the video was awful because I had a really crappy kind of video camera back then. But it was the actual video that I was looking at. I watched it again after quite a few years and thought, you know what, I haven't used, it was an art journal page where I used some Neocolors. And I thought I hadn't used these Neocolors in an absolute age. So I thought I would dust them off and let's have a play. So I've mixed in here, there's some, I think these are wax pastels as well, some cheap wax pastels, but these are the Neocolors that I was talking about. And I think in here, there's also some of the metallic ones as well. Yeah, I think that bronze one there is metallic. Don't particularly want those. But it's ones like the yellow ochre, this one here, that I do definitely want. And some kind of browny colours, which will probably be buried at the bottom somewhere. What's this as well? Oh, Dina Wakley Scribble Stick. Never really got on with those, which is why they'll probably consign to this tub. So what's this one? That's Sanguine. So that should be a browny colour. Sanguine, which is the colour of dried blood, which just go brown. What else have we got? Let's have some orange. Orange. So we've got browns and oranges. And what else have we got hidden underneath? What's this one? Vermilion. So that's a nice reddy colour. So we're going on the kind of warm side. I'm erring towards that warm side. I'm staying away from purples. Blues and greens. What else have we got down here? Ooh, what are these? Ooh, what's this? What's this? Brown. Okay, so let's have some more yellows in there as well. So what's that one? That one is yellow, obviously. And this one is a olive. Okay. I'm also going to take out some blues. That's a silver. That's a blue. That's a blue. That's white. That really does tend to die back quite a lot. Just the white, I seem to remember. Oh, there's a blue at the bottom there. So we'll have some blues as well. So these blues, so we've got light blue, cobalt blue, malachite green, nice, and blue turquoise. All right, so we'll have those as well. That'll do for now. And I also have got, dug out of my stash, there's this Dina Wakley media stamp, Silhouetted Women. And when I actually looked at it, I've never used it. Ever used it. So this one, although it says Silhouetted Women, is kind of gender fluid. There we go. Could be a man, could be a woman. So I'm going to use that one instead. So we'll use that and introduce that somewhere into the art journal page. So the idea, these have been kicking around for ages, so I don't know whether I'm going to use these or not, but they're here. Hopefully, you can see these are the big chat stickers from Tim Holtz. So I'll chuck those up there. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a quick coat of gesso down. Now, white or clear doesn't make any difference, only because it will help the colour stay on the surface. If I start just putting the Neocolor down here, then it'll just absorb really quickly into the page, and I don't particularly want that. So this is the art journal page, the thickish kind of mixed media cardstock that I got from Indigo Blue, which was a gift, a present from Kay, one of the owners of the company, when I did an open day with them in February this year. So I'm just going to go around the page. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border. And I apologise if you can hear strange noises coming from the garage. At the moment, Ian's home. When you're watching this, he won't be. He'll be away for the weekend. And I will have my parents with me. It's their 62nd wedding anniversary this weekend. So I'm filming this. It's actually Wednesday. Is it Wednesday the 10th today? I think it's Wednesday the 10th. It is Wednesday the 10th of May. You'll be seeing this on Saturday the 13th, which is their anniversary. So I just wanted to get this under my belt so that I didn't have to break away from their visit to come and film a project. Okay, so I think that gesso's all over. Right, so I've got some water. Actually, I need to fill my water pot up, don't I? Yeah, I do. I need to fill my water pot up. Right, I'll leave that to dry. I'll go get some proper water and I'll be right back. That's now dry. I've gone and got some water, so I'm just going to keep that above there. So grab the brush and I'm just going to wet it. And I'm going to start off with some of the lighter colours. So let's start off with this olive green. And all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to activate the colour on the crayon. And then I'm going to let it drip onto the page. So the more water you've got, kind of like the better. Look at that, Saved by the Bell, that's my phone ringing. Right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was our friend Alfie from Indigo Blue, the other owner, wanting to set up a meeting. Right, so I don't know whether you can see that or whether it's a bit too bright. Let me just try and adjust the exposure, the brightness on the camera. Just bear with me a sec. I might just be able to, oh, not too much. There we go, so you can see the colour a little bit more. Right, so we were adding this kind of olivey green colour. So I'm just going to work up quite a bit and just let it kind of drop and splatter onto the worktop. It needs to be as wet as possible. Just let it all go down. So this is like the come what may, let it just happen. What will be kind of school of art journaling. So this is, you know, wherever it may fall, whatever it may do, we're just going to leave it. So just keep picking up a little bit more water, releasing that pigment. And all I'm doing is just directing it around the page where I want it to kind of fall. There we go. So I'll just rinse that off. Get some kitchen towel. So I've got somewhere just to drop the wet crayons down. There we go. Rather than getting it all on the worktop. Right, so just quickly give that a rinse and then we'll pick up one of the other colours. So this is the yellow. Let's just take some of that paper off. Gives us a lot of space then to activate the colour. So give it a real good, because these haven't been used for quite some time, so they'll probably, that's it, just want reactivating, softening back up again. There we go. Just picking up as much water as I can and letting the colour just drop off. And then you can brush it to get smaller pieces, smaller splatters. A little bit more over this side. There we go. So that's the yellow, and as you can see it's starting to mix in a little bit with that green, which is nice. There we go. And oh, we have a visitor.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
Hello.
Oh, I like that. What are they? The soluble crayons?
These are the Neocolors.
Ah, from Tim.
Certainly not. They're Caran d'Ache.
Caran d'Ache, oh yes. I love the colours you've picked.
Very nice. Okay, so that's the yellow. So, did you pop up for a reason?
No.
No? Did you hear me talking to Alfie? Is that why you came up?
Probably, yeah.
I'll just have a quick conversation with him and I'll be right back. I'm very popular today, aren't I? Right, okay, so just setting up a meeting. Right, which is what Alfie rang for. Okie dokes, so we've got that yellow down. So that was the olive green, or the olive light olive, and the yellow. So let's now go for, let's have a look at what was that, the yellow ochre. Now I need to see if I can peel off some of the paper on this one without digging too far into the crayon itself. I think these Neocolors are probably one of the oldest products that I've got, that I bought, I promise I won't slip, that I bought when I first started collecting resources for art journaling. So the Neocolors, the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, the big brush ones, were some of my essential kind of go-to product. Oh look, it's got one of them things that you can pull. Who knew? Yeah, one of my essential kind of like go-to products when I first started. So, and the fact that I've still got them 8 or 9 years later tells you that they do last for a long time. So they're definitely worth the investment. Right, so we're on to yellow ochre. So let's just get that activating. Here we go. So yellow ochre. So this is going to be a darker yellowy colour, almost orangey. So these are starting to actually dry on the page now. So need more water. I should actually have the water right here by my side. But let's move it over. It's going everywhere, which is good. There we go. A little bit more. Kind of like the olive green colour with the yellow ochre. It's very kind of earthy, and just recently I have been kind of drawn to more sort of earth tones. Right, let's just grab some tissue. So I don't know whether you noticed, I put some clips on the edge of the page, and that was just to stop it from curling too much. when I was drying it with the heat gun, it did start to kind of like buckle a little bit. But that's okay. Right, so maybe a larger brush this time. What have we got here? So this one is the sanguine. So this is going to be the dried blood colour, sort of. Oh, this one's got tabs on it. They all got tabs on. They have. Oh, fancy. Oh, I do feel so foolish now. Right. A little, but not a lot. Right, let me just activate that. Right, we're ready for the sanguine. There's still a little bit of gesso in this brush. There we go, that'll do. Okay, I think actually I'm going to call that a day with those warmish colours. So I'm not going to bother with the others. So I've used 4 so far. So what I want to do is I want to try and get this dry, but first of all I'm just going to give it a bit of a spritz with some water. Just get it to blend a little. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to get that to dry and then I'll be right back when it's dried. They will drop down, or they will die back a little, but not a huge amount. Look at the way that's going there, look. Fabulous. Right, back in a mo. Okay, so now that I've discovered that these do have tabs that you can just tear off. Yeah. Don't judge. Right, so that's all dry. So the browns in there, the ochres, and all those yellows and the sanguines are kind of dry. I'm going to add some of the blue next. So I'm just working it up, getting it. Here we go. And then we can just start adding some blue into there. Now the thing with the Neocolors is that once they're dry, they are permanent, so they don't reactivate again if you add colour over the top. So I'm probably not going to use all 4 of those colours. I think this blue probably may even be enough, just on its own. So I'm going to chase it around the page a little bit in a second with some more water. Oh, look at that. That was serendipitous. Okay, so that'll do. Alright, so again, I'm just going to give it a bit of a spritz just to get it working, and then we'll get it dried off. Okay, so that's now dry. A beautiful kind of turquoisey colour on there. So it's time to bring out the old stamp press. Now, remember that stamp, that Dina Wakley stamp? So this one here, I'm going to stamp onto the back ply of some tissue. Okay, so I just need to be very, very, and once again, very careful, because I don't want to rip it, and I've only got a certain area to play with. where there's no pattern. So that's going to be it. So this is the back ply of a napkin, and I'm doing this because it's one of those ones where if you get it wet it'll just disappear altogether. Right, so let's just give this an ink up. And I could attempt to stamp directly onto the page, however the page is now wrinkly, which is why I've had to change tack a little bit. So very, very, very gently lift off. There we go. So let's just go one more time. So it's okay if you want to like print or stamp onto tissue. If you've got the sort of tissue paper that will disappear when it gets wet, that's perfect. If you haven't got any but you do have napkins, providing the pattern that's been printed on the napkin hasn't gone through, and if you've got like a 2 or 3 ply napkin, you're laughing. Right, so let me just get that little brush again, get it wet, and what I'll do is I'll just tear this from its background. See, it's getting wet, so I've got to be really careful when I remove it, because now it might really careful around the foot. That's it, that's it, come on. And then we're going to feather it away. Cool. All right. Let's get rid of that. Can I hear a little pawed friend? Hello, sweetie pie. It's Mr. Bentley. Right, so I just want to remove a little bit more around this side. So that should now just tear away, leaving a real I can now hear another four-pawed friend. Hello, sweetie pie. Mr. Nipper's come up now. Hello, darling. What are you doing? Have you just woke up? Eh? So I'm just using my thumb just to remove. Can you just see? I'm just very gently pulling away from the image. And you can see it's just disintegrating under my touch. I've got to be very careful not to get it around that foot. So just with a little bit of careful manhandling, or if you're you just need a bit of a steady hand. I can just start whittling away. They're both sat in the sunshine now. It's stopped raining today, or a few minutes ago. So the sun's come out, so they both decided they're going to go sit in what little postage stamp size piece of sun that's coming through the windows. Very, very careful. See the way it just disintegrates really quickly. Okay, so that's what we want. That's what we want. And I have to be very, very careful. Right, so I'm going to move the water out of the way. move my Neocolors. Bring the journal back in. Because that's where I want it to go, about there in the middle. Right, so let me just get some matte medium, and hopefully there'll be enough left in here. Just get rid of the bit that's dried in the nozzle. That's always fun. So a little bit of matte medium, and then just a small brush, and I'm just going to go over I've got to be really quick when I do this. Very gentle. Almost with the touch of an archaeologist, because otherwise it will rip and it will tear, and it will all be for naught. Just really gentle. You see how the tissue just kind of disappears. So you just have to go really slowly. Don't put a lot of pressure on the actual napkin itself once it's down, because you can still tear it if you're not careful. There are a few tiny little wrinkles, but that's okay. But once you've got the majority of it down and at least covered, best thing to do straight away is to dry it. Okay, so that's dry. So the only other thing we need to do is just once again just go back over. You don't necessarily have to be quite as gentle. Thank you, Mr. Bentley. You don't have to be quite as gentle this time because it should have already been sealed in, but just in case, it doesn't hurt, does it? Just to show a little bit of caution. There we go. That'll do. So let's clear that medium up. There we go. And then just quickly give it another dry. The second coat of matte medium's now gone over our figure, who's now flying through a cosmic sky. Well, that's what it looks like anyway. You can barely see where that napkin is. All the colour is actually coming through. It's gone completely transparent. So like I said, if you find it really difficult to get any tissue paper or any kind of tracing paper that will disappear completely or disintegrate when you touch it with water, then just buy some plain, ordinary 3-ply napkins and then you can stamp on those and do the same thing with it. It's a lot cheaper, trust me. Okay, so just to finish off then, I've got some gold metallic paint. I know some of you have just gone, ooh, I heard you through the internet. Right, so I just want a small brush. That will do, just that one there will do nicely. So I'm going to take some gold paint. This is indigo blue Goldfinger, so this is a kind of, it's a warm gold. But the beauty of the indigo blue paints is that they're very pigment rich and there's no horrible binders or anything in them. There is a binder in them, but no fillers, I should say. Which means that when you activate or mix your paints with water, the colour doesn't change. They stay beautifully pigment rich. So what I'm going to do now, to put my hand over there, and I'm going to go and add some gold sparkle for no other reason than I can, apart from getting it all over my hand, that is. Just flip that page over, turn it round, just give it a little bit of that kind of luxury luster that comes with tilting it and holding it up to the light. Perfect. And you don't need a lot. Not a lot. Right. Just remember to wash your hands. Don't do what I do sometimes, go to the supermarket with paint all over your face. Right. Again, let's get that dried off. Okay, so let me just try and hold that up. I'm hoping, there we go, that you can see that there is some beautiful kind of shimmer, sparkle and shine on that. I think it just adds a little bit of, I won't say classiness, but it just adds a little something. Right, so we've got these Tim Holtzy words that have been kicking around for ages. So let's just see. Now obviously we've got the word fly in there, so we'll use that one because, you know, we have to. So let's just add, where are we going to add it? I think it needs to go about there, doesn't it? So we've got the word fly, and then, oh look, we've got the word beyond. Fabulous. Right, let's just trim that down a little bit. Right, so let's add that down there. It's a shame we don't have the word imagination there, isn't it? Fly beyond imagination would have been quite good. Oh, we've got the word dreams. There we go. So cut that down a little. There we go. And then we're going to have that just down there. You can hear the clicking. Ian's still in the room.
I'm dancing on the keyboard.
And I think, actually, will that fly come back up again? No, it's stuck down. I should have cut that down a bit further. But never mind. I'm not going to put any borders around this. I'm just going to leave it as it is because I like the white space towards the end, and I like the fact that it just seems to be disappearing off. So that's it for me today. All I need to do is just quickly sign it. Bearing in mind, you're watching this on Saturday, or from Saturday. I'm doing this on the Wednesday because, like I said, I've got family over. So I'm just going to quickly sign it down here at the bottom. And we'll put today's date, which is the 10th of May 23, and I'm going to call this page Done. Haven't said that for a while. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page with those Neocolor IIs today, which I haven't used for ages. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. Don't forget to share the video with your friends if you want to, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. Let's just zoom in a little bit. That's all from me for now. I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.